Ahmed had heard powerful claims about OMAD, one meal a day. People online said it melted fat, boosted energy, and simplified life. Tired of constant dieting and slow results, Ahmed decided to give it a try. The idea sounded simple: eat once, fast the rest of the day, and let the body burn fat. So he skipped breakfast. He skipped lunch. By evening, hunger was roaring. When dinner finally arrived, Ahmed rewarded himself with a huge meal: fast food, white rice, fried snacks, sugary drinks, and dessert. After all, he had earned it by fasting all day. He believed that since he was eating only once, what he ate didn't really matter. For the first few days, things looked promising. The scale dropped quickly. His stomach looked slightly flatter. That early success made him confident. But the body was quietly sending warning signals. By the second week, Ahmed noticed he felt tired throughout the day. His mornings were foggy and his afternoons felt heavy. Even after his large dinner, the satisfaction didn't last. Within a few hours, hunger returned, stronger than before. Worst of all, his muscles felt weak, and workouts that once felt easy now felt exhausting. Confused, Ahmed asked himself a simple question: why isn't OMAD working the way everyone promised? Science had the answer. OMAD is not just about eating once a day. It is about how the body responds to nutrients after long fasting hours. When Ahmed fasted for 23 hours, his insulin levels dropped, fat-burning hormones increased, and his body shifted into a highly sensitive state. This was a powerful metabolic window, but he was wasting it. By filling his only meal with refined carbohydrates and sugar, Ahmed caused a massive insulin spike. High insulin shut down fat burning almost immediately. Instead of using fat for fuel, his body switched back into storage mode. The fast was technically complete, but the metabolic benefits were cancelled. Even worse, Ahmed wasn't eating enough protein. Protein is essential during OMAD because long fasting increases the risk of muscle breakdown. Without sufficient amino acids, the body looks for energy elsewhere, and muscle tissue becomes an easy target. This explained his weakness and declining strength. The lack of healthy fats created another problem. Fast food calories digest quickly and leave the body hungry again. Without fats to slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar, Ahmed's energy crashed soon after eating. His brain interpreted this crash as hunger, even though he had consumed a large number of calories. Micronutrients were missing too. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and vitamins are critical during fasting. Without them, fatigue, dizziness, cravings, and poor recovery are almost guaranteed. Ahmed wasn't failing OMAD, he was underfueling his biology. Slowly, the truth became clear. Fasting alone was not magic. Skipping meals without strategy was not science. OMAD didn't fail Ahmed. Ahmed failed OMAD by misunderstanding the role of the meal. He realized one powerful lesson. Backhand index pointing right in OMAD, the meal decides everything: fat loss, energy, muscle, and health. And until that meal changed, the results never would. After weeks of frustration, Ahmed stopped guessing and started learning. Instead of scrolling through opinions, he studied what actually happens inside the body after 23 hours of fasting. The science changed everything. During long fasting hours, the body enters a unique metabolic state. Insulin levels fall to their lowest point, allowing fat to be released from storage. At the same time, fat-burning hormones like glucagon and growth hormone rise. These hormones protect muscle, increase fat oxidation, and keep metabolism active. By the time Ahmed's eating window arrived, his body was no longer in storage mode. It was nutrient-hungry and highly efficient. This meant one critical thing. Whatever he ate would send a powerful signal. If the meal was poor, the body would store. If the meal was smart, the body would rebuild and burn. Ahmed realized that OMAD isn't about eating less, it's about eating with precision. He redesigned his one meal from the ground up, starting with the most important component: protein. Protein became the foundation of his plate. After long fasting, protein supplies essential amino acids that stop muscle breakdown and activate muscle repair. It also triggers a higher thermic effect, meaning the body burns more calories digesting it. Whether it was grilled chicken, fish, eggs, yogurt, or lentils, protein came first. This single change stabilized his metabolism and protected his strength. Next came healthy fats. Ahmed learned that fats are not the enemy in OMAD, they are the fuel that keeps energy steady. Olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocado slowed digestion and prevented rapid blood sugar spikes. Healthy fats also support hormone production, including testosterone and leptin, which regulate energy, mood, and fat loss. Instead of feeling heavy and sleepy after eating, Ahmed now felt calm, focused, and satisfied. Then Ahmed focused on fiber-rich vegetables. Leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and colorful plants filled his plate. Fiber acted like a brake on digestion, keeping blood sugar stable and feeding gut bacteria. This improved nutrient absorption and reduced inflammation. His cravings disappeared not because of willpower, but because his body was finally receiving what it needed. One of Ahmed's biggest mistakes earlier was ignoring minerals and salt. Fasting increases water and electrolyte loss. Without sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the nervous system struggles, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and headaches. Ahmed added natural salt to his meal and ensured mineral-rich foods were included. Almost immediately, his energy returned. Now something remarkable happened. His blood sugar stayed stable for hours after eating. There were no cravings later in the night. The deep feeling of fullness lasted nearly 24 hours. Because insulin rose slowly and moderately, fat burning was not shut down completely. His body switched smoothly from eating mode back into fasting mode. This flexibility, called metabolic flexibility, is one of OMAD's greatest benefits when done correctly. Ahmed finally understood the secret. Backhand index pointing right. OMAD works not by starving the body, but by teaching it when and how to use fuel. The fast prepared the body. The meal completed the signal. Now the science wasn't fighting him anymore. It was working with him. Weeks passed and Ahmed no longer needed the scale to tell him something had changed. His body felt different before it ever looked different. The constant hunger that once controlled his day was gone. His energy no longer rose and crashed in waves. From morning until night, he felt steady, alert, and calm. Then the visible results followed. The stubborn belly fat that had refused to move for years began to shrink. His clothes fit looser around the waist. His face looked leaner. This wasn't rapid, unhealthy weight loss, it was consistent fat reduction, driven by biology instead of willpower. The reason was simple but powerful. OMAD was no longer forcing his body to survive. It was teaching his body how to function optimally. Because Ahmed had redesigned his one meal correctly, his body now prioritized fat oxidation instead of fat storage. During the long fasting hours, insulin stayed low, allowing fat cells to release stored energy. When he finally ate, insulin rose slowly and in a controlled way. This meant fat burning paused briefly but never shut down completely. Within hours, his body smoothly returned to using fat as fuel. At the same time, Ahmed noticed something else. His muscles stayed strong. In the past, dieting always made him weaker. This time was different. By eating enough protein in his OMAD meal, muscle breakdown was minimized and repair was activated. Growth hormone levels remained high during fasting, protecting lean tissue. Instead of losing muscle, Ahmed was preserving it, and muscle is what keeps metabolism fast and efficient. This balance explained why his energy stayed high all day. There were no sugar crashes, no afternoon fatigue, no late-night cravings. This was the power of metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch easily between burning glucose after meals and burning fat during fasting. Most people lose this ability due to constant snacking and high insulin levels. Ahmed regained it by eating less often but eating smarter. The mental changes surprised him the most. His mental clarity improved dramatically. Thoughts felt sharper. Focus lasted longer. This wasn't accidental. During fasting, the brain shifts toward using ketones, a cleaner and more efficient fuel. Ketones reduce inflammation in the brain and improve neurotransmitter balance. With stable blood sugar and reduced insulin spikes, Ahmed's mind finally had consistent energy. Emotionally, OMAD changed his relationship with food. Food was no longer a constant distraction. No more counting snacks. No more guilt after eating. His one meal became intentional, enjoyed, satisfying. That's when Ahmed fully understood the real lesson behind OMAD. Backhand index pointing right. OMAD is not starvation, it is strategic nutrition. Backhand index pointing right. One bad meal can undo the fast. One smart meal can upgrade the entire system. The fast prepares the body. The meal delivers the message. Together they determine the outcome. When done incorrectly, OMAD can lead to fatigue, muscle loss, and hormonal stress. But when done scientifically, it becomes a powerful tool for fat loss, metabolic health, and mental performance. Ahmed didn't just lose weight. He gained control over his metabolism. One meal a day done the right way stopped being a risky experiment and became a sustainable lifestyle built on science instead of shortcuts.